very confident man.
Fans, that brings us to our third bout of the evening. It is a 3-round amateur mixed martial arts contest in the featherweight division. Making his way to the cage at this time, Lucas Clouser.
So making his way to the cage first is Lucas Clouser, as we said, representing Niagara, top team in Niagara Falls, Ontario. It's been almost a full year since he competed. That was a pancreation bout back in December on a card that his own gym put on. Didn't go his way, lost to a really promising amateur fighter now in Scout Meyer. As we look here at the tail of the tape for our third bout, both fighters 20 years of age, 2 inches taller is Lucas Clouser. Weight is the same. One fight experience for Lucas Clouser as Kastoris is making his amateur debut. But, you know, Lucas Clouser here, Gino, feels that this camp's been going great for him, and he's working a lot with Jared Dumont at Niagara Top Team, a guy we've seen fight at BTC many times, who's really taking on that coaching role for the amateurs at Niagara Top Team.
And I couldn't think of a better guy to do it. Jared Dumont in his own right is not just a fantastic mixed martial artist, probably one of the most underrated mixed martial artists that we have, especially at the 155-pound weight class, but he's also just an amazing coach. He's a good mentor. He's been pulling a lot of these amateurs in, you know, really helping them out, and we're going to see him be in the corner for a couple of these guys tonight. And, you know, Lucas is really excited to just, you know, especially on that mental prep work with somebody like Jared, who just has so much experience both on the amateur scene, both on the professional scene. I couldn't think of a better guy to help him get prepared. And, you know, for him, this is kind of like a re-debut. He was very well self-aware that it was amateur, but he really wants to enjoy the moment. Feels like he's getting a second chance at having a debut, and in some ways he is. So that's just wonderful, and I'm really excited to see him get after it.
Well, and I think that's a great point to mention as well, that it's a re-debut. His last fight was December of 2024. We're here in November of 2025. That's what, 11 months here to reprogram yourself, relearn some of the tactics, and just improve as a mixed martial artist, where now he knows these amateur bouts will count on an amateur record, and he's got, as you said, the great guys to train with at Niagara Top Team, and just can focus things. And, you know, the moment now here is a little bit bigger because he realized this is a bigger cage than it was before, and getting some experience like that from the coaching staff is only gonna help him to get better.
And, you know, one of the biggest things that you just mentioned that's so key is having those coaches and then having the team, especially like you had mentioned, Jared has fought in this exact cage, so he knows exactly what the feeling is. Going in there, knows exactly, kind of went inside and checked it out.
Lucas Clouser!
And after a long-awaited debut, re-debut, here is Lucas Clouser. You can just tell how locked in he is, and of course that great Niagara Top Team, not only just Jared Dumont, but of course he's got Matt Mark Antonio, one of the co-founders of Niagara Top Team, in his corner, and one of the best striking coaches in the world there, Jelly.
Oh, and totally. I mean, like we mentioned before, you can't have a better corner than that. And one thing that's really interesting about this fight was previously supposed to take place on the BTC 33, which was unfortunately canceled in Mississauga back in October. So now he's had more time to prepare, and he's been really happy about that. He had kind of taken that on shorter notice.
Yeah.
So now having the time to prepare and, you know, marinate in this matchup has really helped him really put a game plan together, because like we mentioned, he had kind of took it on a short notice, and then unfortunately the show kind of didn't happen. So now he gets that opportunity to showcase all that time that he's put in to show how good he's become getting in. So I'm just really excited.
I think that's a good point too, where it was supposed to fight in October. Use that extra month too, why not? Just hone your skills as best as you can. As finally, Lucas Clouser is inside the BTC cage for his not only BTC debut, but official amateur debut.
Making his way to the cage at this time, Nicholas Kastoris.
Well, here comes Nick Kastoris, who's making his amateur debut as well, training out of Team Spartan MMA and an independent fighter. Doesn't really have an official gym, but he trains with a tight group of people to really gear him up for this fight. You know, most of his training is live rounds, and he thinks his opponent has a suspect chin here in Lucas Clouser. And this is a guy that, as we said, tight-knit group, up against a guy that trains at one of the best gyms. The one thing that Nick Kastoris did not lack was confidence.
Oh, I would say probably the most in all of our interviews, all the guys that we spoke to, he radiated confidence the most. And you can see it right now on his face. He feels like he's ready to showcase just how good he is. You know, he was very open about saying that he's got good front kicks, he's got good striking. He's worked on a lot of fight simulations coming in. So he's just, nothing more to be said, he radiates confidence. We haven't really seen much of him before. So it's going to be really interesting to see. And, you know, the one thing, like we had kind of talked about off air, was that, you know, these guys who are 0-0 in their debuts, we just don't really know what we're going to get. So, you know, you can get just a guy coming in who could be this incredible stud. We have no idea. So, you know, he's getting a tough task in front of him to start. And the way he's confident is coming in, he feels prepared, and he's really to showcase just how good he is.
Well, when we spoke with him in those pre-fight interviews, Gino, speaking of the confidence, he feels he will get a spectacular win by KO. You don't really hear people making that claim in their amateur debut, but that's what Nick Kastoris did, as Kastoris is now inside the BTC cage for his amateur debut.
It's time for your third bout of the evening. It is being brought to you by Spectation Sports, and it's 3 rounds in the featherweight division, amateur MMA rules. Introducing first, the fighter fighting out of the blue corner. He is a mixed martial artist, standing 5 feet 11 inches tall, weighing in at 145.4 pounds. Looking for his first victory in his second mixed martial arts career. From the Niagara top team, out of West Lincoln, Ontario, he is Lucas Clouser! His opponent, fighting out of the red corner, also a mixed martial artist, standing 5 feet 9 inches tall, weighing in at 145.4 pounds. Making his amateur MMA debut from Spartan MMA from Bradford, Ontario. He is Nicholas the Spartan Kastoris. 3 rounds of mixed martial arts action. Your referee, Patricia Vandermeer.
Patricia Vandermeer will be our referee for this fight. Her second bout of the evening. And here we go. And already Clouser just lands a big right hand. And pouring it on his Clouser, and that's going to do it. Call him Lucas the Closer Clouser as he gets a victory in about 10 seconds.
Wow, he just came right out. He came like a man on a mission, and he got that done. That extra month paid off.
Well, came in through the heavy heat, and really Nick Kastoris couldn't handle it. A quick performance by Lucas Clouser. I know Kastoris isn't happy about it, but this is amateur, and it's all about protecting the fighters as much as possible.
Yep, no, absolutely. I think, to be honest, he just caught him off guard with how fast that punch came, and you know, that's just part of the game. Like we had mentioned, you guys felt like he was having a re-debut. We don't ever know what you're going to get, and I think maybe he had kind of maybe overlooked his opponent a little bit, and Lucas Clouser made him pay for it.
Absolutely did. Good right hand, too, by Clouser. That really started things out. You could hear it all the way from our broadcast booth. And that was really the beginning of the end there for Kastoris. Put up against the fence and really wasn't defending himself at all.
No, and you saw that, right? The way he just went, and Patricia, perfect call right there. She stopped him, made sure he didn't get hurt more. He kind of turned over, and that was it.
Ladies and gentlemen, only 8 seconds in your very first round. Your winner by TKO, Lucas Clouser!
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm here with your winner, Lucas Clouser. Lucas, they're going to have to give you the nickname The Closer because you got that done really quickly. Talk us to about that performance, just all of 8 seconds it took for you to get your first amateur win.
I mean, I want to say thank you to Nick for coming out and fighting. Huge props to him. But yeah, I'm fucking super excited. I don't really know what the fuck to say. But
Take us to the fight.
I mean, I was trying to just come out with like math and shit, but then I threw like Ross and I was like, oh, everyone liked that. I might as well throw another. And then it landed. I'm like, oh, everyone liked that. And then the fight ended. I was like, okay.
Yeah, well, it ended very impressively, and obviously talk about the great work your coaches did, because you hadn't fought in about 11 months, Lucas, and now you've really polished yourself here. Only 8 seconds, but the striking looked great.
Yeah, thank you, man. I want to dedicate this fight to my dad. Last year in December,
Ladies and gentlemen, your winner, Lucas Clouser.